Welcome back to Morning Joe. He is the co-host of one of the most popular radio news programs in the country. Every weekday, Ari Shapiro captivates listeners on NPR's All Things Considered by serving up the program's trademark mix of news, interviews, commentary, and offbeat features. Now, in his very first book, Shapiro is taking readers on a trip around the world to reveal the stories behind these sometimes heartwarming, sometimes heartbreaking, but always poignant narratives he reports to his listeners. The book is titled The Best Strangers in the World, Stories from a Life Spent Listening, and Ari joins us now in the studio. Ari, it's great to see you.
Thank you so much for having me. Great to be here.
Congratulations on the book.
Thank you.
I want to talk about some of the specific stories, but I just love the broad theme, which is commonality.
Yes.
In this time when we feel so divided, and I'm like my neighbor, you're effectively, the point of the book is, yes, you are.
Yeah, you know, people often ask how I stay optimistic in the face of everything that's happening in the world, all of the terrible things that we as journalists cover every day. And the answer I give them is a version of what I've put in this book, which is the people I've met who give me hope, who give me faith in humanity, who remind me that we have so much more in common with each other than the things that differentiate us from one another. And so those are the stories that I carry with me, that give me hope, that keep me optimistic. And it's what I hope people take away from this book as well.
It's so important because if you live on social media, if you have the TV on all day, you go, well, we're as divided as we've ever been.
Absolutely.
And it's actually not the case if you step out of that bubble.
There are powerful forces trying to convince us that people who disagree with us are our enemies. And I think we don't have to learn a new skill to listen to one another and recognize what we have in common with each other. We just have to be reminded of what we've always known and strip away those outside pressures, whether it's social media or corporations or political parties that are telling us that our opponent is somehow out to get us, and remind ourselves of the power of listening, of the power of storytelling, and of how much we actually share.
Ari, I know your voice, but then to hear the story and what was formative for you, do you think that your background made you uniquely positioned to want to tell outsider stories? Because you grew up in Fargo, North Dakota. You were the only Jewish kid in your classroom. Then you moved to Portland, and you carried mace after you came out in high school.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty incredible story.
Well, I think that as the only Jewish kid in my elementary school, as the only out gay teen in my high school, I learned to sort of be an ambassador to groups that might have seemed foreign, unfamiliar, strange to my classmates. And so whether I was in Fargo telling kids what Hanukkah was, taking a menorah and a dreidel to first grade classes every December, or whether I was walking around the halls of my Beaverton High School, Oregon, big public school with a pink triangle pin on my backpack saying, you've got opinions about gay people? Well, that's me. So these are opinions you have about me. I've always tried to draw connections and build bridges. And what I realized as a journalist was that I can do that with groups to whom I have no personal connection beyond my curiosity about them, beyond my interest as a reporter. And I sometimes feel like my microphone and headset are like a snorkel and mask that allow me to explore these hidden worlds that I would never otherwise have access to. And then I get to share them with you. I get to share them with our audience, which is a privilege that I don't take lightly.
So let's talk about some of the strangers in the book. You talk about covering the Obama White House as a White House correspondent, people you met along the way there. You talk about Syrian refugees. What jumps out at you among the people in your book?
Well, you mentioned the Syrian refugees, and I've always believed that the way to tell a big story is by telling a small story. And so in 2015, when I was sent to coastal Turkey to report on the Syrian refugee crisis, I realized that, the people who listen to NPR have so much that they have to do in a given day. Their job, putting food on the table, picking up the kids from school, or whatever it may be. I was like, how do I break through the noise? And so I decided that rather than just give a 15, 30-second clip of somebody from Syria who was trying to get to Europe, I would actually follow someone for years. And so I tell the story of this man who I met on a sidewalk in that coastal town in Turkey, who, when I met him, I didn't know how his journey would end. And it was years later that he was finally reunited with his family in Germany. And to be able not only to tell that story myself, but to share that story with people who over those years really felt like they got to know him, felt like a way I was able to just break through the noise of the news, the noise of everything that we're encountering on a daily basis, and really forge connections that are real and lasting.
Joe?
So, Ari, I'm curious about those connections. You You talk about being an outsider in elementary school, being the only Jewish kid, being the only student who's out in high school. And yet you've maintained this awesome, optimism.
Yeah.
And you're like, I want to see the good in people. I want to see the good in the news. I want to see what brings us together. What an extraordinary gift you have. And I'm just curious, what do you credit that to? Not feeling like pushed aside, abandoned, bitter, despite the fact that you had to, you had to go down some rapids, right? For your first 12, 13 years in school.
I'm going to embarrass my parents right now because just before I came on set, they sent me and my brother an email. My brother is doing my book event in Seattle where he lives. My parents still live in Portland. And my parents are going to be at my Portland event. And they said we'd wanted to come up to the Seattle one, but we got our dates wrong and forgot that we had committed to delivering meals to the family homeless shelter in Portland that night. So we're not going to be at your Seattle book event. So there's certainly something in my upbringing that teaches me to believe in the goodness of people. But I also think that, as journalists, when you and I show up and talk to people on the worst day of their lives, whether that's a mass shooting or a natural disaster or a war or a refugee crisis, we also see the people who are trying to make life better and trying to help those around them. And those are the people who give me hope. Those are the people whose stories I latch onto.
Hey, Ari, it's Jonathan. Congrats on the book.
Thanks, Jonathan.
One of the stories in it is your own in terms of the formation of Pink Martini, a band that you are with actor Alan Cumming, created during the height of some of the culture wars in the 1990s. Give us a little sense of the backstory of the band and where it stands.
Well, these are two separate things. So there's the band Pink Martini from Portland, Oregon, which I've been singing with for about 13 years. And also the actor Alan Cumming and I created a two-man cabaret show, which we tour with and have been doing since about 2019. And so when I'm with Pink Martini, it's like a little orchestra. There's more than a dozen members of the band. The lead singer is a woman, and I make guest appearances with them as a singer. Actually, the first place I ever sang with Pink Martini was the Hollywood Bowl in front of 18,000 people. But with Alan, he and I created the show together where we basically share the stage for 90 minutes, sing a bunch of songs, make each other laugh, tell stories, and hopefully entertain the audience as much as we entertain each other.
That's awesome. Well, we love hearing you on NPR.
Thank you so much.
We'd like to hear you sing at the Hollywood Bowl next.
You're invited anytime.
And now we love reading about you in the pages of this book. It's titled The Best Strangers in the World. Available now. NPR's Ari Shapiro, who has great parents, clearly. Thank you very much, Ari. Good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
All right, guys, time for some final thoughts. Joe and Mika?
Well, first of all, I'm inspired by Ari, inspired by his story.
His parents.
And my gosh, he really answered the question, talking about his parents and how much they give. Hey, Willie, Mika and I are looking at the D.C. circuit today. Some crazy stuff going back and forth there. Mika, there's some speculation on things that we won't get into, but I will just say that it seems the Trump team and Trump lawyers seem to keep getting into more legal hot water.
Yeah, that's what I'm really watching is the documents case. And what pans out, I think there's some deadlines even in place now in the next 24 hours. So this time tomorrow, I wonder if we'll be talking about an indictment or if we'll be talking about major developments in the Mar-a-Lago document.